Hello, this is David Erickson with the eStrategy Internet Marketing blog at e-strategyblog.com. For today's podcast, I want to take a look at a new keyword research tool that Yahoo has just launched called Yahoo Search Clues. It's a direct competitor with Google Trends, uh, Google Insights for search, not as much, but still a competitor. And uh, and so Yahoo has launched Clues. It's clues.yahoo.com. And let's take a look at how Yahoo Clues works by searching for, let's first look at the Beatles. The Beatles were recently, it was recently announced by Apple that the Beatles records would be sold on Apple's iTunes. And so we take a search for the Beatles through Google Trends and narrow it down to the last 30 days. And you'll see that we don't quite get to the point where the announcement was made with the data. So the data is not entirely up to date. It's November 14th, 15th. It goes up to the 15th, and I think the announcement was made yesterday on the 16th. So we don't quite get the data. You can see it trending upwards here, though, in news reference. So that's probably in anticipation of word leaking that the Beatles would be on iTunes. Search for the Beatles in Google Insights for search. And this is the more powerful version of Google Trends, so you get more data. We can narrow this down to, let's do last 7 days here and see what we get. So we get, yeah, just up to the 15th. But we can do, if we spread it out over the past 12 months, we can get some data over, see what type of trends we've got here, and it's matched with with news stories. So on the 14th, Slashdot had a story that Beatles would be on iTunes, and we're getting a pickup in search traffic as a result of that news, right? So let's go to Yahoo Search Clues now and see how this works. Let's type in the Beatles rather than Beatles to differentiate from the insect and the band. The Beatles. Okay, so we've got from October 18th. This is past 30 days from October 18th to November 17th, so it's up to date. We see the massive surge and spike upon the news of Apple offering the Beatles on iTunes. But also you have demographic breakdown, which is what Google does not provide with their search data. This is fantastic data. So we can see percentages of men and women who search for the Beatles based on age. We can see the types of searches, related searches they also search for, those particular demographics. So if I'm Apple, I want to know my demographic breakdown in anticipation of this launch to make sure that my search marketing campaigns are up to snuff and I'm reaching these demographics with the appropriate messages. So men aged 45 to 54, 14% of men are searching for the Beatles. So it goes by both, excuse me, gender and age breakdowns. We also have income levels. Under 25,000, 43% of that demographic are searching for the Beatles. 25 to 50,000, 53% are searching for the demographic, and then geographic breakdowns. So we have the top 10 geographic metropolitan locations or states, I guess, where people are searching. And then also we have search flow. So previous searches before people searched the Beatles, what were they searching for? The Beatles songs, the Beatles lyrics, the Beatles albums, Beatles pictures, the Beatles, and then their next query. So we can get a sense of the sessions, search sessions in which people are engaged in based on their search queries. This is fantastic data. So it will give a great insight into and better understanding of how you should target your search engine marketing, either search engine advertising or search engine optimization efforts to target very specific gender and age and income demographics and geographic demographics for that matter. Great tool. I look forward to playing with it more. I wouldn't be surprised if Google flipped the switch and offered this kind of data
with their Google Trends and Google Insights products as well. This has been a marketing podcast for the eStrategy Internet Marketing Blog at e-strategyblog.com. When you visit, make sure you subscribe to the news feed so you don't miss any posts. You can find me at the blog or on Twitter at @Erickson.